A lot of rap fans don't really know how dangerous the streets in Toronto can get. Today we're breaking down the brutal story behind why NHS JJ was killed and why he's still getting dissed by ops all over the city. NHS JJ grew up on the south side of Jane and Finch in Toronto. Back then there were 3 connected project buildings and everyone started calling the area Connections. JJ was always surrounded by violence because the ops were just a few blocks away. JJ and his crew had beef with guys on the north side of Jane and Finch, also known as Uptown. Even though they lived only a few minutes apart, it was serious tension. Jane and Finch is one of the poorest neighborhoods in Toronto, and a lot of kids jump off the porch and hit the streets at a young age. It also has the highest youth crime rate in the city. JJ allegedly got active early on. When he was a teenager, he linked up with his homies and started a rap crew called Never Had Shit or NHS. It took him a few years before he started getting real attention in the drill scene. Most of the original NHS crew either ended up dead or in prison, but before we get into their downfall, we have to cover their come-up before the government tore the projects. Down Connections was already known as one of the most dangerous areas in Toronto, but when JJ and his homies were coming up, it got even worse. In 2013, a guy named Ricky Dunley was shot and killed in Brampton by Rico Gale, a dude from Southside Jane and Finch. Later that same day, Ricky's homie slid back on the south side and allegedly killed a dude from Connections named Skinny Tony. Now, Rico Gale was from the lane, not from Connections, so technically Connections had nothing to do with it. But after Skinny Tony was killed, Connections linked up with the lane and they've been beefing with Uptown ever since. It's not clear if NHS JJ was personally close to Skinny Tony, but his homie Doovie definitely was. On the track, clear the spot. Doovie raps. Double back that shot for Skinny Stuff the clip. Yeah, I slide 2 Project Baby, run the streets up on my own, showing love for Skinny Tony. The murders of Ricky Dunley and Skinny Tony kicked off a crazy wave of violence the lane took. Even more losses when O'Shea and Kwame were both shot and killed around the same time. As the streets heated up, JJ, Lil BK, Kenzo Doovie, and some other homies officially linked up and created NHS Doovie, and Lil BK had already been dropping music on SoundCloud and YouTube, but now they wanted to make a bigger impact together. They were dropping music on SoundCloud and YouTube, but the whole crew wanted to take over the game together. NHS wasn't just a rap group, though. They were active in the streets, too. In 2018, they allegedly got their get back and killed a dude named YBYB, was reportedly affiliated with Mount Olive in Uptown. During that same shooting, another Mount Olive affiliate got hit but survived. One of the biggest rappers from Uptown at the time was Houdini. He was blowing up in the booth, but he also had serious drama in the streets. In 2019, rumors started going around that NHS allegedly killed one of Houdini's homies. Some sources say NHS found out where Houdini was and tried to catch him slipping. They shot up a car they thought he was in, but instead of hitting Houdini, they ended up killing his homie. Lil D rumors claimed NHS was behind the shooting, and NHS rapper Lil BK pretty much confirmed it in his track Young Forever, where he rapped Lil D he in the ditch supposed to be Houdini. But NHS wasn't untouchable either. JJ's homie Germs allegedly tried to rob a weed dealer, but it went bad and Germs ended up getting killed. At the same time, JJ and the rest of NHS were still beefing heavy with Houdini. Then, in May 2020, Houdini got run down and killed in broad daylight. He was out shopping in downtown Toronto when shooters pulled up and started firing. Houdini tried to run but got hit several times. By the time he made it to the hospital, it was already too late. Houdini wasn't just a street rapper. He had ties to big names like Tory Lanez, Meek Mill, and Wayne Moore. His death shook the whole city. But sadly, the violence didn't stop there. Things were about to get even worse. A couple of weeks after Houdini died, his friends and family held a vigil to honor him. A lot of people showed up to pay their respects, but his ops showed up too. While everyone was mourning, some shooters pulled up, hopped out of their car, and started firing into the crowd. Houdini's homies, burner vans, and JD shot back, and luckily nobody was killed. No one was ever arrested for Houdini's murder, and to this day there are a lot of theories about what really happened. Some people think that JJ's homie Lil BK might have been involved in the Houdini hit. A few months later, Lil BK and NHS Kenzo dropped a track called Run the Streets, where they allegedly dissed Houdini. Houdini was trying to run when he got shot, and some people believe Lil BK referenced it when he rapped, "Who run the streets, we them young South, that'll lift you off your feet." And Houdini got ambushed. One of his homies allegedly tried to shoot back, but his gun jammed. Kenzo allegedly talked about it in the Song 2 rapping. "They say they 3 up, we'll hug these 3s and go play defense. Homie dropped his fish and Chips couldn't shoot back, didn't have a chance. Shoot his video, I hope the Draco don't jam." Rumors also say NHS was behind the killings of Lil D and YB. Kenzo dissed them too in his lyrics, saying, "I'm smoking Lil D and the grow is YB. Tell the ops come find me under the 10, come try me." While NHS was locked in a war with Uptown ops, JJ was really starting to pop off in the rap game. He first made noise back in 2018 when he dropped Trap Life, where he rapped about wanting to make it out of the hood. I ain't like these cause they hate some soda and the flowers bake a cake. I just want to buy a big estate and move all of my brothers out the jail. The song had people buzzing about JJ in Toronto, but just when it seemed like he was taking off, he got booked on drug charges. Cops raided a spot and found over 20 KO in cash, plus fentanyl, cocaine, and oxycodone. JJ had to sit down for a year, but jumped right back in the booth when he got out in 2019. He dropped a track rapping about the police taking his money. Hey young, smart, I barely went to school. Police lock me up. I ain't even have a clue. I've been since I was a youth. Took me 20 bands, you ain't touched two. On that same track, he opened up about losing his mom and how it made him turn up in the streets. I don't trust people, so I bought a new stick. Don't love these, they'll turn you lunatic. I'm on the road. Yeah, I need to get rid. Losing my mom only made me not give. All these talking foolishness, shoot him. I'ma aim right for his lips. JJ kept the momentum going in 2020. He dropped his first album in June, then another album a couple of months later. It looked like he was about to be the next big rapper. From Toronto, but behind the scenes, JJ and his crew were still deep in the beef. That's why it shocked everyone when JJ was brutally murdered right after his second album dropped. He was staying at an Airbnb in Beamsville, about an hour away from Toronto. Most rappers get killed in their own city, but JJ's situation was different. The ops didn't just catch him lacking in his own hood. Somehow, they got his location and planned the hit. Some people think he got set up by a woman who leaked his location to the ops, but nobody knows for sure. A creepy video even came out showing that JJ was being watched before he died. Someone broke into the house he was staying at and killed him with a headshot. Some sources claim he was shot in the head 10 or 11 times, but that part hasn't been confirmed. What made the situation even crazier was that someone allegedly put a bag on JJ's head. Right before he died, JJ had just recorded a track with Kenzo called Dead Friends where he rapped, "They talk that put money on my head. When I catch him with my stick, I'ma leave him dead. Hollows hit rip his skin, watch that boy just shred." Nobody was ever arrested for JJ's murder, but as soon as the news broke, his ops from Uptown started dissing him. JJ's homie Doovie clapped back by trolling them and blasting Houdini tracks. A lot of people believe JJ's murder was get back for Houdini's death, but other sources say it had more to do with a rapper named Thoroughbred. Thoroughbred is a rapper from Wick Block who's been a big name in the Toronto rap scene for years. Wick Block was tight with a lot of crews from the south side of Jane and Finch, but things changed when they started rocking with the Uptown ops. Before JJ got killed, rumors say he tried to get Thoroughbred lined up and taken out. Nobody knows exactly what went down, but some people claim that Thoroughbred got shot at while he was with his daughter. Thoroughbred didn't get hit, but word is he found out JJ was involved and allegedly put a bag on his head. Thoroughbred rapped about the situation on the track Against the Family, where he said, "These they ain't on no heavy. They threw 60 shots and missed call him Missy Elliott, but they ain't missed the message he got split. A year later try to say I put up paper. I say karma is a bitch. She came and let them kill us in." Thoroughbred also claimed JJ got backdoored by his own people when he rapped, "Guess they ain't learned to close that back door, took a heavy loss. I'm just trying to trap more Thoroughbred." Was never officially charged in JJ's murder, but right now he's fighting a different murder case that went down in Miami. He might never make it back to Toronto. Before JJ got killed, NHS was really blowing up in the rap scene, but after he died, the fall-off was brutal. Just a couple of weeks after JJ's death, his homie Lil BK got arrested for going on a massive shooting spree. The shootings happened before JJ got killed, but Lil BK had been on the run for a while, according to court documents. Lil BK slid on the ops in Driftwood and started shooting, but nobody got hit. Then about an hour later, Lil BK and his homie slid on someone else, and this time, Lil BK hit a guy who made it to the hospital and survived, but the next target wasn't. As lucky an hour after the second shooting, Lil BK killed a dude named Anthony Martin and shot another man who survived. Lil BK tried to lay low for a bit, but eventually turned himself in. He ended up getting booked for second-degree murder. The ops weren't about to let NHS slide either. The ops clapped back too. They shot JJ's homie Doovie. Those shootings all went down before JJ got killed, and the situation only got worse after he died. In July 2021, Kenzo was at his son's birthday party in Rexdale, according to some sources. Kenzo's baby mama brought a new man to the party, and that's when everything went left. Kenzo's baby mama was dating a dude named Deer, who just happened to be one of Kenzo's ops. Kenzo and Deer got into an argument at the party, and then Kenzo upped his strap and started letting shots fly. Deer and his homies shot back, and 3 innocent people got caught up in the crossfire. Kenzo even grazed his own son's head with a bullet, but luckily nobody died. Kenzo knew he was cooked after, that he tried to do the race, but it didn't take long for the cops to track him down. When it went to trial, the jury found Kenzo guilty, and he ended up getting hit with an 11-year sentence. but he was only the first NHS affiliate to get taken. Down by the law, Lil BK also pled guilty for his shooting spree, but he actually got off pretty light because he was still a juvenile when it all went down. The prosecutors wanted to try him as an adult, but the judge ruled that he had to be tried as a juvenile instead. So even though Lil BK admitted to going on a deadly shooting spree, he only got hit with a 6-year sentence. Then Doovie went down too for killing someone. In 2022, 2 of Doovie's homies got into a fight with a dude named Osman Bangura. They were throwing hands, and during the scuffle, Osman's gun fell out of his waistband. The other guy grabbed it and ran off, but Osman chased him down. They ended up fighting again, and while Osman and the other dude were wrestling, on the ground, Doovie pulled out his strap and shot Osman dead. There's a lot of rumors about why Doovie killed Osman. Some sources claim that Osman was an OG from Connections and might have played a role in getting JJ backdoored. Other rumors say Osman tried to snatch Doovie's chain. Whatever the real story was, Doovie ended up pleading guilty to manslaughter and got hit with a 6-year sentence. Some people even say that Doovie and Osman used to be tight before they fell out. But nobody on the outside really knows what went down. At the end of the day, NHS JJ and his homies had the talent to make it out of the trenches, but instead they stayed deep in the streets. Now all the biggest names from NHS are either dead or locked up.